everyone, and welcome back. It's Angela here, and today's topic can be summed up in one word: betrayal. Once upon a time, both Meghan and Harry betrayed so many people, and as the saying goes, what goes around comes around. Meghan betrays Harry. So I've been covering Prince Harry's moan-more spare, and let's just say his image is suffering more than it has ever before. He's the example of giving someone the opportunity to do something wrong or detrimental to themselves, and they will end up usually doing it. Just because you have the freedom to talk doesn't mean you should. You know, here in America, in the same Constitution where Harry made fun of the First Amendment, calling it bonkers.
I got so much I want to say about the First Amendment. Yes, I still don't understand it, but it is bonkers. Bonkers.
Wow. You really are stupid, huh?
We also have the Fifth Amendment. If someone takes the Fifth, they exercise the rights of refusing to answer questions in order to avoid incriminating oneself. Luckily for us, Meghan and Harry do the opposite. So as I just said, ever since Spare came out, it reflected badly on Harry. He incriminates himself to the point where, in the event of a divorce, I can bet an organ that Meghan will use what he says in the book against him. He opens up about his drug use, anger problems, how one fight with Meghan led him to therapy, making fun of women, and so much more. Aside from that, he's also made a fool out of himself, making headlines for his frostbitten penis, losing his virginity, and complaining about a girly lip gloss story between Meghan and Kate Middleton. He's just so unserious, and the entire book made both Meghan and Harry look worse than they already do. So what does Meghan do? Does she stick by her husband the way he stuck by her in the past, as he's getting lashings in the media? Oh no. Her PR team actually tells The Telegraph that she had gentle concerns about the book, wondering if it was the right move. However, she seemed to think it was the right move when she basically wrote that appalling lip gloss story trying to attack Catherine, something I discussed in one of my previous videos, or the dramatic Whole Foods scene that probably never happened. The Telegraph wrote that media-savvy Markle was a little hesitant for the book to be released, but apparently she didn't want to get herself too involved because she would have been accused of trying to steal the limelight. The insider added that once Harry went ahead with his project, Meghan supported him fully. The source told The Telegraph, "Is this the way she would have approached things? Possibly not. But she will always back him and would never have got involved in promoting such a personal project." Sure, going to the media publication and talking about your gentle concerns in the middle of the backlash storm your husband's getting for his girly book doesn't really seem like the united front I would assume a devoted husband and wife would have for one another. How do I know that it's Meghan leaking information to The Telegraph? Well, that's just how the world of Hollywood works, and as someone who has ran a celebrity blog for 10 years, I can claim that as a fact since I have experience with media and sources. But in this case, it's also the same place where Harry threatened to write more books about his family just before Meghan's statement. He told The Telegraph's Bryony Gordon on January 13 that the first draft was different. It was 800 pages and now it's down to 400 pages. It could have been 2 books, put it that way, and the hard bit was taking things out. There are some things that have happened, especially between me and my brother, and to some extent between me and my father, that I just don't want the world to know, because I don't think they would ever forgive me.
He's lost his mind.
Harry, you are far too gone to be forgiven under any circumstances, and nothing your family supposedly has done can justify what you've done in the press. It's enough to break any family, not just one of royalty. What really bothers me about him and his statements as of late is that he can never be self-aware. The fact that he still thinks he's deserving of forgiveness after publishing a scandalous book full of lies about his family is insane to me.
Did Meghan ever mention that they're racist?
And what does he want exactly? An applause that he saved us the agony of releasing another book? Please. Oprah betrays Meghan. Stepping away from the Spare and his drama, let's talk about how Meghan was noticeably missing from the lavish bash that celebrated Oprah's 69th birthday. Some of the many A-listers in attendance included Kim Kardashian, Jennifer Lopez, Sharon Stone, Rita Wilson, Sofia Vergara, and Heidi Klum, among others. The event was also to celebrate Anastasia's Beverly Hills 25th anniversary. Now, ever since the tragic Oprah interview 2 years ago, Oprah has slowly backtracked away from Meghan and Harry as they made a fool out of her by saying outrageous lies only to take them back. After the late Queen Elizabeth's passing, Oprah was interviewed and said that she didn't know Meghan was going to say all these bombshells and that she just wanted to provide a place for her to tell her story. She also states that she doesn't want to come in between family.
I was as surprised by the bombshell as everybody else. I was doing an interview to offer them a platform to tell their story about why they left. And that was my number one intention, was just clarity on why did you leave?
But the hilarious part, Oprah, is that you already did. And it's interesting to see how everyone wanted to play nice after the Queen passed away, with Meghan shedding one artistic tear, of course from her left eye.
One tear, left eye, go.
Also, Harry went and ran his mouth just recently, claiming that he and Meghan never claimed the royal family was racist on Oprah, which just made Oprah look stupid. I already made a video about that, so go check it out. Now, as everyone noticed that Meghan was notoriously snubbed from being invited to Oprah's lavish birthday party, the PR article started rolling in with a bunch of these sources. Oh, I wonder who, claiming that Meghan was too busy or she's just trying to keep a low profile as the coronation is coming up. It upset Meghan so badly that people were making fun of her for not being at Oprah's lavish party amongst real A-listers, to the point where she had her PR team rank up the good publicity, with Cosmo posting an article titled, "No, Meghan Markle wasn't snubbed from Oprah's birthday party. A story has been going around about Meghan that's literally false." And the article seems like an unhinged fan writing. I mean, okay, but the thing is, this was not Oprah's official birthday party. Meghan, sweetheart, are you trying to convince yourself or us? The article proceeds to reiterate that it was just an event celebrating a brand, and it was just because Oprah's birthday falls on the same weekend that they presented her with a cake. Sure. It's not like Oprah was seated in the middle of the table with everyone celebrating her and posing with her. It was just a different event, right? Regardless, Meghan, you weren't there, and Oprah has publicly dismissed you just like everyone else. Also, none of the celebrities there have some solid association with the brand, so if Meghan wasn't looked at as an annoying D-lister, I'm sure she would have gotten invited, or at least her Oprah connections would have secured her an invite since they're so close. And the whole Meghan keeping a low profile makes absolutely no sense. First of all, having an entire 6-hour series on Netflix and following up with a tell-all memoir isn't exactly my definition of keeping a low profile, so that just makes no sense. Second of all, it's funny how suddenly Meghan is so busy, but yet both she and Harry seem to be free enough to be seen at Ella and Portia's surprise vow renewal just a day later. And it's so funny to see her stick with Ellen, despite the fact that Ellen had a huge scandal about how much she bullied people and being called a psychopath and how she treated her staff horribly. So I guess there's something to bond with there. People magazine wrote that Harry and Meghan have kept a low profile since Spare's release, which is a blatant lie because Harry has been sitting in interview after interview after interview. I wonder how Courtney Cox felt seeing Meghan and Harry at the party after Harry wrote that he recalled visiting Los Angeles in 2016, resulting in taking psychedelic mushrooms that were in Courtney's fridge. One thing about Meghan and Harry is they're gonna want to name drop at any point they get, and it often comes at the privacy of other A-listers, so it's no surprise that no one wants them near them. Other updates. I'm gonna take this time to discuss any other Meghan and Harry updates with you lovely people. First, the King's Coronation. PR articles have been running rampant with claims that they're invited or that they're not invited. One report says that Harry will attend while Meghan will not, which is something I find hard to believe because no one believes that she is gonna sacrifice the publicity if Harry ends up going anyway. Another report stemming from the royal family side says that Prince William wants nothing to do with Harry, nor does he want them at the coronation, especially after what he said about him and his family in Spare. Other reports said they will be invited, but they won't have a role. They'll be second-class citizens at the event, just like they were at the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. Now, inviting the two has been met with a lot of criticism from the general public, saying if that they come, it just shows that King Charles is just allowing them to walk all over the royal family and make a mockery out of them and the country in public while still bowing to their demands. So that was an interesting take, and I actually agree with it to some extent. But disinviting them can also be spun as racism from Meghan's side, who uses racism to hide being held accountable for her actions. Can anyone recall anything that Meghan the activist did in the past few months? If her job's an activist and all she has is the freedom to advocate, what has she done for any movement in the past few months at least? The past 2 years? So it's a sticky situation. What do you guys think is going to happen, and what do you guys think should happen? As for other updates, Meghan and Harry's public image is plummeting, with South Park just recently releasing an episode making fun of them completely. They released an episode talking about the worldwide privacy tour, and it's these two cartoon figures going all over the world holding these boards saying, we want privacy, which is really reflective of Meghan and Harry because no one really cares. You guys just keep bringing attention to yourselves. If you stop giving the journalists, the YouTubers, the bloggers something to write about, they won't write about anything. As I said on Twitter, the way Hollywood has made a mockery out of Meghan Markle and Prince Harry is very telling. Hollywood usually accepts any victim story and welcomes it with open arms. So the fact that Harry and Meghan still haven't made friends or had their big break says a lot. It's one thing to be made fun of or just poked fun at, it happens to all celebrities after all. But it's another thing to not be taken seriously, and that's the issue that Meghan and Harry should realize is happening to them. It's not like they're pop artists who don't need to rely on the seriousness and respect from the general public, but rather the controversy and shock factor. But if they want to be political figures or pretend to be activists, then that's something you need. Also, I just remembered how Meghan said in the Cut magazine that she was coming back to Instagram, and the way it was written dragged Meghan in such a classy way because it called out her fake persona in interviews, describing her looking around the room as she said, "Do you want to know a secret?" And the secret is Instagram. But interestingly enough, it has been 6 months now and she hasn't been back on social media. Oops. Well, this wraps up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you want me to make more videos of these and keep covering Meghan and Harry. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like and subscribe for more. Follow us on our social media. And as always, I'll see you next time.